at work, etc. Act 1974, C37, abbreviated to HSWA 1974. HASWA, or HASWA, is an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom that as of 2011 defines the fundamental structure and authority for the encouragement, regulation and enforcement of workplace health, safety and welfare within the United Kingdom. The Act defines general duties on employers, employees, contractors, suppliers of goods and substances for use at work, persons in control of work premises, and those who manage and maintain them, and persons in general. The Act enables a broad regime of regulation by government ministers through statutory instrument which has, in the years since 1974, generated an extensive system of specific provisions for various industries, disciplines and risks. It established a system of public supervision through the creation of the Health and Safety Commission and Health and Safety Executive, since merged, and bestows extensive enforcement powers, ultimately backed by criminal sanctions extending to unlimited fines and imprisonment for up to 2 years. Further, the Act provides a critical interface with the law of the European Union on workplace health and safety. Structure of the Act lays down general principles for the management of health and safety at work, enabling the creation of specific requirements through regulations enacted as statutory instruments or through a code of practice. For example, the Control of Substances Hazardous to Health Regulations 2002, COSH, the Management of Health and Safety at Work Regulations 1999. The Personal Protective Equipment, PPE, at Work Regulations 1992 and the Health and Safety, First Aid Regulations 1981 are all statutory instruments that lay down detailed requirements. It was also the intention of the Act to rationalize the existing complex and confused system of legislation, Section 1, 2. Since the accession of the UK to the European Union, EU, in 1972, much health and safety regulation has needed to comply with the law of the European Union, and statutory instruments under the Act have been enacted in order to implement EU directives. In particular, the Act is the principal means of complying with Directive 89/391 EC on health and safety at work. 7. Further important changes to Section 6. Duties in respect of articles and substances used at work were made by the Consumer Protection Act 1987 in order to implement the Product Liability Directive 85/374 EC. 8. Objectives. Section 1 sets out the objectives of the Act as securing the health, safety and welfare of persons at work, protecting persons, other than persons at work, against risks to health or safety arising out of or in connection with the activities of persons at work, controlling the keeping and use of explosive or highly flammable or otherwise dangerous substances, and generally preventing the unlawful acquisition, possession, and use of such substances. As originally enacted, there was a fourth objective, controlling the emission into the atmosphere of noxious or offensive substances. But this provision was repealed when control of emissions was brought under a uniform scheme of legislation by the Environmental Protection Act 1990. In general, the other provisions about emissions in the original Act have subsequently been repealed.